Every presentation ever was a disaster, right? The things that the professor said and did were very tragic, especially when he had the audacity to single out one student to be humorous. What 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 kind of mess is that? Like, why would you do that to one person to make them feel uncomfortable during your presentation? That was definitely not the way to have a successful presentation. That was not cool at all. He really lost his audience. His audience was not into the presentation from the beginning to the end. It was just terrible. The icebreaker was very poor. It wasn't thought through. But however, in Mrs. Duarte's book, Resonate, she talks about persuasion and how to deliver a successful presentation. She gives great examples of outstanding speakers. I love how she analyzes a presentation. I love how she actually did Steve Jobs' presentation on the iPhone. I thought it was very helpful in helping me become a better presenter. Like, I read the first chapter, I read the seventh chapter, and I took all of it together, and it's really a great start to actually help me form into a better presenter. I think the 5 tips of communication growth is very, very helpful. Like, it actually gets you to understand what it means to be a successful communicator, a successful presenter, and it also shapes you into just being successful, period, in life. But the first tip is understanding your audience. Refrain from being selfish and be more selfless. You don't want to constantly talk about yourself in this presentation or what you do and your accomplishments throughout the whole presentation. That's boring. Who wants to really sit down and hear about someone else? Like, pick a great topic, an intriguing topic, a topic that you can be excited about, that you're passionate about. Pick something that you can actually speak on and not be like, well, yeah, I did this and, I did that. No, that's a big no-no. Remember to adapt to your audience and accept their feedback. Your emotions will move the audience, whether you have a grumpy emotion or whether you're excited. Just remember, it will move your audience. Just be mindful of what emotions that you show. The second tip is vision triumphs over all senses. Remember, for each picture you have, make sure it's a clear idea, a clear understanding of what's going on. The third tip is to prepare and practice. Devote sufficient time to your presentation. Do not wing a speech ever. I'm glad I was taught that, because usually I'll be like, I'm just going to have to wing it. No, that's not a good idea. The shorter your speech, the longer your practice time, which is very true. I think that's very true, because you can actually mess up a shorter presentation than a longer presentation. Granted, you can mess up both, but however, I think a shorter presentation is more likely to be messed up than a longer one. The fourth tip is to empathize with your audience. Your audience is your friend and not your enemy. Focus on making a difference in others. Make sure that you're moving them in a positive direction. Don't move them in a negative direction, because if you have another presentation, they're not going to want to sit through it. The fifth tip is to continue to grow your skills. Stay updated by reading, following, or subscribing. And I've learned also that your introduction and your conclusion are your 2 main components of your presentation. Thank you. It's been a wonderful time.